Welcome to your Daily Writing Habit, episode number 381. If you're writing a book or thinking about it or trying to finish a book or trying to market your book or trying to really do most anything you can think of with a book, you are in the right place. Good morning. Happy Sunday. I'm your host, Christine Whitmarsh, also known as Christine Inc., Christine-Inc.com. Each day I'm sharing with you the writing habits I've learned over my 18 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. I have found that three things in particular have a huge impact on your success as an author, and they have the ability to turn a quote-unquote non-author into a published author. Those three things are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. So once again, good morning and happy Sunday. And as we always do every Sunday here on your Daily Writing Habit, it is Sunday story time, where I grab a book off my ink bookshelf here, whether it's one of my own or a client's or just a book that's had an impact on me. And I read an excerpt from that book. And then, most importantly, I pose some sort of study question or activity or something to help you apply the excerpt to your own writing, always trying to apply all the things we learn here on your Daily Writing Habit. So the book I've chosen today is a client book, a beloved longtime client, Judge Christina Perez, Emmy winner. And her book is Red, White, and Latina, Our American Identity. And here is an excerpt. There have been times in our history when there was no question of America's greatness. One of those times was in 1961, when President Kennedy declared, "We choose the moon," and announced the formation of NASA to support this goal. At the time of that speech, some people thought JFK was crazy. Going to the moon was something out of a science fiction novel. But 8 years later, we did it. It was such a thrilling, proud moment for our nation. In that incredible moment, as we collectively watched our astronauts walk on the moon and plant the American flag on its surface, the A word, and what she means by that is America, embarrassed nobody. We were all proud Americans. America, during the time of the space program, represented taking risks, challenging ourselves, and having the courage to do things not because they were easy, but because they were hard. Our space program was about science, progress, hope, dreaming, raising the bar higher, and leading the way for the rest of the world. It was one of the greatest accomplishments in our history, and one that as a nation we were most proud of. What can we do to get America to dream big like that again? What will it ultimately take to once again rally around our flag, our national anthem, and everything else that represents us? We rallied together after 9/11 in a powerful, inspiring, and emotional way. We've done so on smaller scales for other tragedies, but those instances should not and cannot be the only type of events that unify us. It's the things bigger than ourselves, the times when we come together and shoot for the stars, that remind us of why America is great. Rather than uniting only in times of tragedy, chaos, and discord, maybe the answer to building pride around America is another powerful and positive accomplishment, like walking on the moon was. When a nation's government puts a stake in the ground, like JFK did with that mission to go to the moon, it creates an immediate, electrifying national excitement. It rallies the entire country around an empowering, unyielding will to succeed. Because when our country wins, so do its people. Maybe that's what those high school and college students in the stories in this chapter, along with the football quarterback, were really trying to communicate through their actions. They might have been saying, "Give me something bigger and better to believe in. I want to love America, but I need some help finding a good reason." Unfortunately, though, loving your country is an unconditional deal, not unlike marriage and family. Whether you realize it or not, you pledged your allegiance to America at birth, when you arrived, or when your ancestors before you did. Just because she's not always perfect doesn't mean you have the right to turn your back on America and everything she stands for. She's not asking you to pledge your allegiance blindly, but she does ask that you do it loyally. Isn't that the least we all can do? That, again, is an excerpt from, I think it was the 2017 book, Red, White, and Latina by Christina Perez. And tell me some of that's not a little bit timely. So, of course, that's why I chose the book to read today with all the, as she said in the chapter, the chaos and the discord that we're going through now. Again, she wrote this in 2017. So the big question posed in this excerpt was, what can we do to get America to dream big again? which may seem like a strange question, especially considering the remarkable smallness of our individual worlds right now here in quarantine. But remember, even while isolated from one another and weathering a crisis, underneath it all, we are still America. We are still Americans. The same America that went to the moon, survived 9/11 together, and more. We'll survive this too, as long as we all remember that even when separated, we are still in this together. And thank goodness for technology, especially things like Zoom, to keep us together, even virtually. So here's the question I have for you as an author. How can you use your writing abilities to put into words and reflect what you're feeling, and likely what many others are feeling too? How can you use your words to remind us that we're in it together, that we're great together, the bigness of the vision for the future? Because, and I've asked this before, because as writers, we possess powerful magic to say what others are feeling and thinking, and say it in a way that resonates, that bonds, that teaches, that inspires. So how can you do that today? Let's make this like a real micro kind of assignment. How can you do this today, whether through a social media post, a blog, an email, or maybe part of a book you're already writing? How can you inspire your audience to come together and dream bigger as a nation? Thank you for joining me here on Your Daily Writing Habit, where I am helping you write and finish writing an awesome book, or books plural, hopefully. And be sure and drop by my Inc. Authors group on Facebook just to check in and let us know how we can support your writing goals. Inc. INK Authors on Facebook. Until tomorrow, happy writing.